Welcome back to the Crochet Creatives. Also, my friends at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host, Mikey. Today's the Reversible Geometric Crochet Blanket. This is also called interlocking, the way that we're going to do it today. And this example is really quite cool. Once you understand this pattern, it actually rips off pretty quickly. And what we have is a crochet diagram on page number 2. At the time of filming, I believe that this diagram may be off a little bit, but I will be demonstrating it the way that I think it needs to be shown so that it will be helpful for you. This is a repeat of 4 rows, and you're going to notice that when you're doing this, it's interlocking. The yarn strands are not actually connected to the other color. They're always kind of woven in and out. It actually makes a lot of sense. So I'm not going to waste too much time and chat. We're just going to get right into it. If you like to change the size of this blanket, it's multiples of 10 plus 4. So crochet 10 chains, 10 chain, 10, 10, 10. When you're happy with the width, just add 4 more and you'll have the balance so that this can be changeable in any size. So without further ado, let's begin right now. Here's the practice sample here. It is reversible, so the other side also looks amazing. So regardless on how you turn this, it's going to be great regardless on how you do it. Let's start our beginning chain now. So either chain 144 or you can do your multiples of 10 plus 4. So I'll do the multiples. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you're not happy with the width of it, just keep adding 10s, and then at the end we'll add 4, which I'll show you in just a moment. Okay, so if I'm happy with the width, I just have to add the final 4, which gives me my multiples of 10 plus 4. So let's begin row number 1, and I'm going to show you on the diagram what we're doing. So here in the diagram, you're going to notice is that row number 1 is the black here, and so we're going to create that there. And we're just going to leave a long loop when we get to the other side, and we're going to introduce the secondary color here. And this one here is the one that is woven in and out of the other piece. So it's really the ones that are in the V stitches are the ones that you really have to strongly think about it. But once you understand the pattern, it becomes a lot easier. And then the original color that we started with that you see in the black here is really easy to be able to follow. So let's officially begin row number 1. You're going to count back to the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I want you to double crochet there. You're now going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and you're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet in the next 2. And you're going to do this all the way across. So you're setting up the spaces where you're going to do the interlocking in the next section. So chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet in the next 2. Please do this all the way across for row number 1. So I'm coming all the way across, skipping the next 3, and then I'm going to double crochet in the final 2. If you're missing a stitch, just throw in an extra stitch. If you have an extra one left over, you can always undo this slip knot here. Just undo it by 1 and get rid of the extra. We do that behind the scenes as well. So that allows you to have this set up, and it will look like this. Pull up a large loop and get your secondary color ready, and we're going to go back to the start here to fill this in with the interlocking for row number 2. So let's create a slip knot to begin. This is really intimidating to start, but once you understand it, it becomes a lot easier. So this secondary color is going to play starting in these chain 3 spaces. So it doesn't actually go right to the edge. And what we need to do is that we need to attach it to the middle chain of the first space. And we're going to stay on the front side. So just stay on the front, and you're going to attach. Hold for a second. Once you've attached, I need you to chain 6, and this will count as a double crochet and a chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you need to go into that same stitch, but this time you need to come at it from the back, from the behind. So just wrap the hook, you're going to do a double crochet and come in behind the top piece here and go into that same chain from the back. The setup is probably the hardest part of this whole thing. Okay, and you're just going to double crochet. So even though this kind of is looking out of place, just kind of move it like this so that you can see it. It doesn't go right to the edge. And I'll hold for a second. See how this one is in behind? The next one has to be in behind too. Everything is in pairs. You'll see that. So you're going to reach on over and go for the middle chain here and stay on the back, and you're going to double crochet. So just stay behind the top and go into that chain and double crochet. So do you see that this double crochet and this double crochet are behind the white? And now we're going to start moving ourselves across the row. We're going to do that by chaining 3 first. 1, 2, 3. We know that 2 are behind. The next 2 have to be in the front. So you're going to come to the same one where this is joined, but on the front side, and double crochet in to that same chain where the other one is connected. And I'll hold. The next one is also in the front, and it's in the middle one of the next space. So it's double crochet over. And now the pair are now in front. So these 2 are behind the double crochet, these 2 are in front. So where is the next 2 going to be? Hopefully you said behind. So now what you need to do is chain 3 first. So 1, 2, 3. And so right where this one is attached, you're going to come in and grab it from behind. So go behind the top layer and grab that chain, same spot, and double crochet in. And I'll hold. So that one's in behind. And so the next one has to be in behind over here, right where I'm pinching with my thumb. This does get easier, just because there's not a lot to hold in your hand. So we're going to double crochet. So now the pair has been done in behind. So in front, there's a pair, and behind, there's a pair. So where's going to be the next 2? You can bang it in the comments. It's going to be in the front. So you have to chain 3 before you start. So 1, 2, 3. And so right where this one is coming in, you want to come from the front. So you're grabbing that same chain, but on the front side. And where's the next one going to be? If that's the first one of 2, it's going to be in this chain here, the middle one, but on the front. And you're going to do this all the way across your row. So if the pair was in front, where's the next pair going to be? It's going to be behind. So chain 3 before you start. And the first one is in the same one of here, but from behind. So just remember that every chain is getting 2 stitches when it comes to this color. So if that was in behind, there's a pair. So the next one in the middle one has to be from behind as well. So you're going to do this all the way across. So please put me on pause now and continue this journey across. So then the next pair has to be in front, the next pair in behind, and it will look like this. So if you're ready to carry on to the final edge, just put me on pause if you're not, and if not, and if you're ready to go, we're going to go right now. So the very final section here, you're going to chain 3, and the very final section is going to be in the front, right here. And then this will end this color. but we're not going to trim our yarn. We're just going to let it hold and pull up a large loop. And that was row number 2. We're going to turn our work. Both loops are on the same side now. So remember that it's going to be like a typewriter. You do one row across, then capture the other row across, then turn your work. So we're now going to begin. And you're going to leave the gray, the secondary color, in behind the work. Okay, and then you're just going to grab the white yarn that you're playing with and put that onto your needle. And now we're going to begin row number 3 and 4. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction for this, it gets really easy to tell where these white stitches go when you do the first pass across. So you're going to chain 3, which will count as your first double crochet, and you're going to double crochet into the next one. I want you to look for the positioning of where the next white is in comparison to the crossing over of the stitch that you did below. So before you do that, you're going to chain 3 to jump, and you see that the white is in behind this, so you're going to keep the white in behind and just kind of turn it around so you can see it, and double crochet in the 2 double crochets that exist, leaving the gray untouched. It's called interlocking. These yarns are just interlocked with each other but not actually ever connected other than the beginning chain. So to move on, you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to look for this one. See, this is on the front side facing you, so you're going to keep those on the front side, ignoring the gray on the behind. So don't allow those two to connect at all. Chain 3, and where's the white? It's in behind, so just lean it forward and grab the white, the 2 double crochet, and I want you to do this all the way across. You'll notice that this is the row you don't really have to think too hard about. You just have to look where the white is and just match it to where it's positioned. Chain 3. It's in front, you can see that, so keep it on the front. Okay, chain 3. The next one is behind. So if you're ready to keep on going, just put me on pause now, and then for those that are ready to go to the edge, I'll be there in a moment. For those ready to go to the final edge, chain 3 and go right into the 2 stitches that are in the end. The turning chain is a stitch, so go right into the turning chain itself, never to a space. And that is your first pass. Okay, this is row number 3. And then we have to go back and get our gray, and we're going to start our gray next for row number 4. So I don't want to do too much off camera to prep, so I just want to throw this on, just showing you how I'm doing it. And when we go to start this one, we have to chain 3 first. So 1, 2, 3. Notice that you're behind the work. See how these here are in front of the white? The next time the gray has to be in behind this. And I'm going to try to explain it as easy as I can. So you're going to come down and you're going to double crochet into this chain on the front side of the work. So going double crochet right over top of this and go right only into the gray. And that gets yourself started. And it's a V-stitch. So that means that you still have to chain your 3s like you had been before. So 1, 2, 3. And I want this white to be dominant next time because the cross has happened. So in the same chain here, I want you to come in from behind. So double crochet and grab that like that. So you can see that one half of the V was in front, the next one's in behind. And now this begins the idea of going across. So this is behind. What does the next one have to be based on what I showed you before? it has to go in behind. So the pairs of 2 in front, 2 behind start. And then you're going to chain 3. And you see how it crossed over here? We're moving now the cross to be in front of here. So the next 2 have to be in front. So accessing the gray on the front side. And then the other gray is over here on the front. And you see that now makes the white dominant in the spot, where before, see the crosses here. So the crosses just changed locations. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And so if those 2 are in front, the next 2 have to be in behind. So on the same chain, come in from behind. So only grabbing that chain. And the next chain right here is from behind. And then chain 3 to jump. And so if those 2 are behind, the next 2 have to be in front. So grabbing that same chain where this one is connected to, go in front, and jump to the next one and stay in front. And you're going to do this all the way across for row number 4. So chain 3. So if those 2 are in front, the next 2 have to be in behind. So I want you to go all the way across, and then I'll show you how to finish the final. So once you're ready for the final, chain 3 and access that last chain from the front. And that keeps it interlocked right to the end. Pull up a chain, and now the 2 are done, and now you're going to go for rows number 5 and 6. So you're going to turn your work, and let's do number 5. So as promised before, I don't want to do too much off camera to reset myself. So I'm just going to pick up this, and I'm going to leave the gray in behind out of the way, and we're going to begin setting ourselves up again for the white. So chain up 3 and double crocheting into the next one. So you see that the white rows are a lot easier to maintain. So chain 3 to jump, and where is the next white? It's in behind this. So just lean it forward and just double crochet into the 2 white. You could have different colors. I'm just trying to be very visual today. So you're double crocheting only into the white, and then you're chaining 3. So where's the next white? It's in front. So keep it on the front. Hopefully you can leave me a comment on how you feel about that. Is the visual that I'm showing fine? So chain 3. So the next white are in behind, and you're going to continue to do this all the way across. It's exactly how you did it before. And this is setting up the backdrop for next time the X will change locations once again. So it's in front, keep it in the front. Chain 3, keep it in the back. Chain 3. Okay, so next one is right on the edge, and you're just going to go right to the edge. And that was row number 5. Okay, so let's pick up and do number 6. So without doing anything off camera, just leaning it forward and grabbing the loop for the gray. I'm putting it onto my needle. So what do we have to do to start? We have to always chain 3, and then you have to make a decision on where you're going next. So do you see how this is crossed over? This means that this white is going to be dominant this time. So the X is changing locations. So when you go to start, then you want to start and you're going to come into the front side of here. And so then you're going to chain 3, and you want this white to be dominant, so the next pairing has to be from behind. So grab the first chain and go behind. And then the next chain right here is from behind. And that hides that gray to allow the white to have its positioning once again. Chain 3. So if those 2 are behind, the next 2 have to be in front. So this will make this white pop. So in this chain here, double crochet in the front side, and then this chain right here, double crochet in the front side, and that will complete the look of the X shape that happens with the white. Chain 3, so if 2 were in the front, the next 2, that's right, are in the back. So grab the first chain, but from behind. And the next chain from behind. Chain 3. So if those 2 are behind, the next 2 are in front. And you'll see that this now has been isolated, giving the look that you see in the blanket. Chain 3, so if those 2 are in front, the next 2 have to be in the back. VIP entrance at the back. And we're not quite done, so we're going to chain 3, and if that was in the back, those 2, the next one in the same chain has to be on the front, and that will lock it into your project. And that will conclude that row. So now you're going to turn everything, and you're going to begin with the white again. So the repeat has now been completed. So you will start with the white, leave the gray in behind, so it's out of your way, and you're going to start, and you're going to repeat now rows number 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you're going to continually do it, and then you'll eventually end up with a big panel like this. Okay, so you want to repeat 3 through 6 until the pattern measures about 43 inches, and you want to end with a B color row. So in my case, it's going to be the gray. So the gray has to be the final color in order to keep it matched up. So once you're ready for the border, your gray is technically done. So I've just pulled up a large loop, as you can see, and so I would just want to trim that and just pull that through the loop, and we can deal with the loose ends later. So the white is currently in play, and what we're going to do is we're going to start the border, and there is a total count of 5 rounds for the border, and you're going to just circle around your project. So put the loop back on, and we are going to begin the border round of number 1. So right where you're sitting, you are going to then just chain a 2, does not count as a stitch, and because you're on a corner here, you want to apply a total count of 3 half double crochets into the corner. So 1, 2, 3. Now the pattern says to evenly space 103 half double crochets, and looking ahead in this pattern, it really doesn't matter, even if you're off by 1 or 2. If you're customizing it, just evenly space out your information. So you want to stay within the white section only, and you just want to evenly space out. Okay, so you're not really counting the stitches as per se per section, but you just make it look good. Okay, so keeping in the alignment of just half double crochets around, just allow those stitches to interlock around each other without interfering with that gray color at all. So what I want you to do is go all the way around. Okay, on your corners, put in 3 half double crochets, work yourself down the sides, and then down the bottom, and then across up to the next side. And I will pick you up in just a few moments then to talk about rounds number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm coming around on the first round, and I'm going to join it to the top of the first half double crochet. It doesn't say to break the yarn, so we don't want to break it. We're just going to pull a large loop. And now you'll read in the instructions that rounds number 2 and 3 will be using the color B. So you're going to introduce your color B and just leave that loop in behind. If you want to break it, you can if you want to, but it's not saying to do that, so we're not going to. And we're going to come into the middle one that makes up the corner, and you're going to attach and chain 2. That is not a stitch. So then a place in 3 half double crochets to turn the corner again. And you're just going to work evenly across. So just every stitch that you established in the last round is just going to be used. So you don't have to count or try to work things out in your brain. Just follow what you did. And you're going to do this for rows number 2 and 3 with the same color. So you'll join it, and then you will just make sure that in the corners that you will put your 3 half double crochets in. Then it says do not break B, so you don't want to break this at the end of number 3. And you're going to bring back this loop here, and you're going to start with row number 4, the color A, and you're going to chain 1 and single crochet in each half double crochet round, and you'll put 3 single crochets in a corner. And then at the end of that, you can break that yarn and finish it. And then finally for the last round for B, you'll pull up the loop that you will have left on round number 3. You'll pull that up, and then you will just do as the second round. So you will make sure that you will start with half double crochets. Corners, you'll put in 3 half double crochets in the corner and continue in that same manner. So the border is actually really quite easy to do versus the middle section, but everything frames itself beautifully, as you can see in the sample itself. And this is a really good example of interlocking crochet. We hope you enjoy, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.